How did you like the B-roll? What's up everyone, Peter here. Today I'm gonna take you BTS vlog slide to the shoot of this Aperol commercial. There are tons to cover because we were using very specific lights, RGB tubes, sliders, probe lens. So if you are into this stuff, make sure to check it out. I'm gonna show you the set in a minute, but first, intro. What I would like to highlight now is the importance of lighting and know where your lights are and how you want to use them. This being said, when you decide to use a light at a certain angle, you shouldn't change it to somewhere else because let's say you don't have space, you were using your key light from the right and then you are using on the left. It will do a subconscious misleading effect in the viewer, if you will, because lighting is something that directs the viewer's attention and you have to know what your purpose is. So of course you can adjust your light, and this is what you will see, that at the first setup it was a little bit behind, a little bit further, then because I needed a little bit more of a top-down view, but from the same angle, from the same spot, I was just moving the stand a little bit to have a clear, very good lit on environment, and this is what we're gonna check out now. So that was the set. What I would like to highlight now is the importance of lighting and know where your lights are and how you want to use them. This being said, when you decide to use a light at a certain angle, you shouldn't change it to somewhere else because let's say you don't have space, you were using your key light from the right and then you are using on the left. It will do a subconscious misleading effect in the viewer, if you will, because lighting is something that directs the viewer's attention and you have to know what your purpose is. So of course you can adjust your light, and this is what you will see, that at the first setup it was a little bit behind, a little bit further, then because I needed a little bit more of a top-down view, but from the same angle, from the same spot, I was just moving the stand a little bit to have a clear, very good lit on environment, and this is what we're gonna check out now. Do you know Austin Paul? He's one of my inspirations. If you don't know who he is, make sure to check his YouTube channel out, and I couldn't recommend more his product videography course. It's worth every penny. What I really love about him, how he thinks outside of the box and uses objects and tools that are totally unrelated to videography or photography. So in the next clip, what I'm gonna show you, that I wanted a push-in shot, but since it was behind the bar, I didn't have any slider or I didn't have the space to put my slider. I couldn't put it on the top of the bar. So I was using my hand actually to make the shot steady. And since I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, what I did was that I used a little cloth or towel, if you will, and that enabled me to have a quite stabilized slide shot handheld. So that's a trick for you today. And one other thing that I want to highlight here, that you not only need to know in advance that what the shot's gonna be, but what tools you have in your repertoire to use. And I knew that if I'm kind of stabilizing the shot with my hand and the towel, then I will be able to stabilize with a plugin, and it's just a built-in Final Cut Pro plugin built into FCPX, and this way what you saw, the end result is quite smooth. So I'm not only gonna show you how I did this shot, but I'm gonna show you the raw clip, how shaky it is and how stable it is compared to the raw shot after I applied the plugins. 1, 2, 3. Még egyszer. 1, 2, 3. Jó. 2, 3. Following the logic of my last tip, sometimes it's way more authentic and it just has a vibe, a style when you do something handheld. And when we were breaking the ice, I knew that I wanted to have this raw handheld effect. I knew how much angle I have to bend my hands, how I should hold the camera. And of course, this was the first time that I worked with this bartender and we had to do so many takes. And I want to highlight that it's so worth to have more good takes than have a take that it's not perfect and you cannot reshoot it. You don't have a footage to use. So we were doing this back and forth until I had like 3-5 clips that I was satisfied with. And the handheld actually gave this rough look and I applied a shake. It's called an earthquake plugin in Final Cut Pro X. It's a built-in plugin to have a little more shake there. I was using the A7SIII with 120 frames per second, so I could slow it down. I used speed ramps and handheld was just okay. Maybe now thinking back, I could have used like a rig, like a small rig cage or something with handles. It would have given me way more stability, but still the end result with the plugins were awesome, but you will be the judge to tell. Csengőt is nyomd be, de most menjünk erre a setre, ahol kézben felvettem azt, ahogy törjük a jeget.
Ahol megcsúszik lefelé.
Mehet. Mehet. Oké. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Aha. 1, 2, 3. Még egyszer. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Problems coming up. I love this lens and it just provides such a unique angle. And since we have already broken the ice, what I wanted to do is go into the ice, which I couldn't have done with any other lenses. Here is how I shot it and the end result. The next clip will show that I wanted to pop this bubbly because if it's Aperol time, you need a Prosecco. And of course, it's a very boring shot. You just push the rec button and you hold the camera and it pops out, right? And since the A7SIII is very good with 4K 120 FPS and actually in full HD 240, it's not a slow motion camera. To really have a clean, crispy slow motion, you would need another camera that is specifically used for that. I didn't have that. So what I did was just record it in full HD, 240 FPS, and then in post I knew that FCPX has this amazing feature called frame blending, and I slowed the footage down to 50%, so it was 480, and the result is okay, I guess. Man. For the next clip, I want to highlight the importance of a shot list, that you are prepared in advance, that you went and checked the location, you know what kind of transitions you want to use. With this particular one, I knew that I wanted to roll the bottle on the table, have a really smooth, stable footage with that, and I knew that the transition before will be a panning and I would be using a mask transition to the next shot. In order to achieve that, what I did was I used the slider, and we had like 50 takes or even more because it was really hard to roll the bottle and have the same pace with the camera. but I wanted to have more shots, as I mentioned before. The other thing I knew, and I went a little bit further back because I wanted to have enough space to stabilize the footage. Actually, not stabilize, but I used Pixel Film Studio's Auto Tracker 2.0 for this, and I tracked the middle of the bottle, so basically the cap, to keep it straight in the frame and it wouldn't be moving as in the original shot you will see in a minute. And then I used another Pixel Film Studios plugin, the Trans Mask, I guess that's the name of it. And when I wanted to do the transition at the end, I just masked the cap on the first clip, and when it was the pouring shot, or actually opening shot, then I was also masking the cap. And because with the plugin you can have a direct zoom into the mask, and of course in the two shots it's a little bit different. You can also adjust the angles with the two clips, and here is the end result, and of course the BTS. Another problem shot coming up, but now in a top-down view, vertical, and a very cool, unique feature of this lens is that you can put it into a liquid. It's water resistant or liquid resistant, so I knew that I can go into an Aperol, and this just gave such a unique perspective how we dive in the drink. This is one of my favorite drinks, so let's check it out. Here is a +1 tip, which is not really about the movie, but it's about my vlog. Since the bar was open and they had music, and sometimes I flipped my Rode Wireless Go, so the sound wasn't that good. Of course, if you are not in a studio that is sound treated, you have a good microphone like the Shure SM7B, which by the way I have a video about. If you haven't seen that, make sure to subscribe and check it out. Anyway, what I did, and I can recommend the plugin, is from FX Factory, and it's a denoiser plugin basically. So what you do is to apply it on the clip, and then it starts sampling automatically. You can adjust how strong you want the effect to be, and it just does its magic behind the scenes. I don't know how they do it, but the sound is so much better. Well, it won't be perfect, but it's way better than the original was. So a shout out to FX Factory, and I strongly recommend this plugin. Now, before we say goodbye, it wouldn't be my video if I haven't mentioned the importance of sound effects. Especially with gastro, you know, with food and drinks and vibes, sound effects takes your movie to the next level. I'm gonna show you just the sound effect version without the music, and you can see how many sound effects I applied, and see it for yourself that what a difference it can make. How did you like it? Please leave a comment under the like button, which by the way you should press, and continue the conversation there. I have tons of other videos coming up related to tech gear review, but not from the tech side, but you know, for videography, lights, sliders, microphones, things like that, and I will share my tips and tricks, like my 2 cents with you. And also there are other shoots that I am allowed to take you along with this BTS vlog style and show you my editing and sound effect process. So if this is something that you are into, you know what to do. Subscribe, notification, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye!